Hold on, let's pause this for a second. I need to tell you a little story of how when I started up this recording, I forgot to unmute my mic. So unfortunately, this entire video will have zero mic. However, I will still be explaining everything that happens in this video through a voiceover. And I think it'll still be pretty good. So make sure you guys leave a like and tell me how you think this went. Anyways, back to it. For today's adventure, I want to start it with something a little more relaxing. So we decided to grab some more energy rocks. Of course, we could not neglect any crystals along the way, so I made sure to grab a few. However, on one of the islands in particular, we had a tragic loss. A poor black sheep was caught in the jaws of a Venus flytrap, or I like to call it a penis flytrap. What the flick? Of course, I couldn't bear witness to see this poor sheep's life end there. So I took it into my own hands and I just picked up the head and threw it off the edge. I know, call me a psychopath, I know. But hey, he probably wanted to see the ocean and the world, you know? It's not my fault, I just wanted to help him out a little bit, you know? Anyways, that was just a small roadblock in our way. We had a lot of work to do. So we kept on the grind. We kept grabbing crystals. We decided to take a trip back to our roots, the very bottom of the world. Now, it may be surprising, but we weren't done there. Oh, matter of fact, we missed a lot. Now, I know you can't hear me in the video, but I was flipping out. There was a massive cave in the very first island that we did not even realize was there. And so, you know, we had to go to work. We had to figure out how to get every single crystal. Let's just say we were successful. Now I know, not everyone is interested in lore-related things, but I felt it was absolutely necessary to progress the story. So we figured it would be fun to collect some new things and get a little bit more in our data bank. One thing that really did not sit right with me was the fact that Goopert's picture was right there. They were reminding me of him and they were making sure that I felt bad, but I didn't care. Our first real entry was the cactoid. The cactoid is a compact sphere of fibrous vegetable matter. It's really heavy. I'm amazed you got it to the telerouter. Well done, bud. You're significantly stronger than your factory specifications indicate. Did you roll it or kind of drag it? I wasn't watching. Well, we did kind of both, I'm not gonna lie. We had a very hard time. It was a big struggle out here trying to get this thing up. This fat ass cactus, you know what I'm saying? For our second entry of the day, we had the jerkweed. Okay. This somewhat repugnant spiny weed has an unusually bloated root structure and a rather distinctive odor. Smells like fucking Applebee's employees, you know what I'm saying? My word, I can smell it through the telerouter. One of the few vegetables I've ever met that I really don't get on with. We had the grass as our next entry. Now, it was literally just a ball of dirt with grass sticking out the top, and that's all there really is to know about it. This simple, narrow-leaved lifeform is common to many worlds. Fast-growing and hardy, these lovely verdant clumps of biomass will thrive anywhere there's water, soil, and sunshine. I rather like a grass. You can't really have a picnic without it, can you? Hey, all I'm gonna say, I love picnics. If any shawties out there want to go on a picnic with me, just let me know. Aha! Next, we absolutely decimated this cactus, or should I say fractus, as our next entry. This sturdy, water-retaining perennial is very well adapted to a harsh desert environment or the kitchen windowsill of a shared flat. Much like its cousin, the cactoid, the fractus has evolved to withstand long droughts and the searing heat of direct sunlight. You coming along and tearing chunks off it hardly seems fair now I think about it. Oh well, that's science for you. To my surprise on our journey, we had found a unholy sight. A poor sheep was trapped underneath boulders of an entire mountain. So of course, we had to save his ass. We pulled those boulders off and we pulled his ass out. And what do you know? He was our best friend, okay? He loved us, I loved him, and that's all there really is to it. It was a beautiful love story in the end. But of course, you know we had to cook his ass up. So we threw him into the teleporter, and this is what we got. Oh, you're a pretty little ruminant mammal, aren't you? And you're a quadruped. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'll call you Terrence. So this is the homie Terrence. It's not really fair to keep pets on a spaceship, otherwise we'd be taking this one home. But you'd be feeding it and cleaning up after it, especially that last bit. Oh yeah, this Meep will be taking big ass shits in the spaceship and I'm gonna clean that up. But I'm not gonna do that. I can't handle shit. I'm gonna be honest, I will throw the fuck up. Now, of course, me and the new homie Terrence had to go looking for some new delectable eats for our teleporter. So we cooked up the Gordle. This robust member of the squash family is great in stews and risottos, so I'm told. I have no taste buds and less of a clue why life forms make such a fuss about fuel. Honestly, you should hear them try roasting this root vegetable with these herbaceous... Like, they use these big ass leaves and some sodium chloride. Sounds like gibberish to me. Yeah, these big ass words are making me kind of pissed off, I'm not gonna lie. After our absolutely ruthless rampage to find all the crystals and different definitions for all the fruits and animals that we could, it was time to move on. And as soon as our journey began on the bottom, it ended. And we went up to the higher islands again. To my surprise, the island had another crystal that we missed. So, you know we had to yoink it up. Of course, we weren't just there for the crystal. We wanted to get some more of the cheeky fruits and vegetables that this place had to offer, so we started looking around. Our next absolutely beautiful vegetable entry was the radish. These delicate pink blooms hide a surprisingly large edible tuber? I have no clue, I'll be honest. This radish root is one of the richest sources of vitamin Q in the known universe. Undoubtedly, the staple diet of indigenous mammals in these parts. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, it does look kind of delicious. I might have to eat that shit up one day. Well, it doesn't exist, my bad. Okay, my bad. Unfortunately, however, this island didn't have a whole lot for us to really do, so we moved on and we went to the next island. Once we were here, I didn't realize, but there was an island that we had not gone to, as I didn't really think I needed to because there wasn't any energy to get from it. But we took one of the cheeky routes and we just decided, you know what, let's go to it. And it was amazing. There was a crystal there and there was another island on top of it with another crystal on top. It was so fire, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty cool. But yeah, we got some nice crystals and we made some good profit, I'm not gonna lie. With the power of a bouncy ass mushroom, we went back to the big ass island. Now, there was a crystal there that was driving me absolutely insane in the last couple parts that we could not get. I didn't know where it was. So we did a little searching. When I mean a little searching, I mean we ran laps around this island looking for any possible way to get another crystal, and wouldn't you believe it? The man, the myth, the legend, Groupert had returned! Yes! Oh, I was so happy when I saw him, and thank God he was there. He was still there, because if he wasn't, I was gonna cry. And wouldn't you know it, Bloopert, his wife, was in fact cheating this entire time, and I had a good chat with him, but you will not be able to hear that chat because I didn't fucking unmute my mic. This time around, I didn't think it was a good idea to bring Groupert around with me because I thought I probably would drop him off the edge again, I'm not gonna lie. So we left him with Bloopert so they could talk it out, they could fight it out, because you know, we don't like cheaters out here. And so we moved on and we kept looking for this crystal. After a long time of goofballing, eventually we made an absolutely outstanding discovery, a new cave that we had not discovered. So I looked, and to my surprise, we found not only a crystal, but the golden dodo bird himself. What the fuck? What the fuck? Choke my mama with a breadstick? Lick my homie ass? Sorry? Pause? We found the golden dodo bird, which I thought was going to be harder to find than that. But hey, I decided once we get this crystal, I had a genius plan. But first, we needed to find out more about this world. So I grabbed a palm apple. Yeah, from one of those trees. You can actually pick them off. I had no clue. But essentially, the ripe fruit of the indigenous palm tree is rich with vitamins and flavorful juice. You can make yourself a healthy and delicious breakfast drink from palm apples if you had a food blender and a stomach. Well, I got only one of those. I don't actually have a food blender, but I would go for some palm apple. I'm not gonna lie, them shits look good. It looks like pineapple. I fucking love pineapple, dude. So I would whip that thing up instantly. I'm not gonna lie. Returning back to the cave after finding that delicious palm apple, we found the dodo bird was still chilling on that little rock. Now, the plan that I mentioned before was to hold on to him, jump off the edge, and land at the very bottom island so that we could put him in the teleporter. That was the plan. And it backfired. We actually killed him. So don't worry about it because fortunately he respawned. So we returned and we grabbed him again and we jumped off. We took a leap of faith and we made it. Safe and sound. After dragging this fat ass ostrich looking thing, we discovered it actually wasn't an ostrich at all. It's the gold plumed warble, the goofiest of names. Magnificent plumage on this warble. Observing creatures like this is exactly why I got into space exploration. That and saving the Earth, and that I was programmed to... I'm suddenly doubting I have free will at all, but that is a lovely land fowl subspecies. I think it's pretty nice too, you know, it's got that golden fur going on with it, and that motherfucker ain't afraid of nothing. The fact that I jumped off twice and his ass didn't say shit, hey, ups to him. After returning to the main island, we decided to look around a little bit more for some crystals. Now, unfortunately, we didn't find a whole lot, but we did find another one on the underside of one of the islands on the big area. And so, you know, we had to do some hardcore parkour, wall climbing expertise max, and we grabbed that thing, we yoinked it like it was nothing. Now, I will admit, I did do a lot of wandering. So I said, fuck it. And I jumped off and I just decided to start gliding around to see what we could find. So enjoy this nice, relaxing flying montage. After enjoying our nice Microsoft Flight Simulator, we did indeed find a lonely island underneath the largest one, and it had a single crystal on top. I felt so bad for this island, but you know, we had to yoink the crystal because that's just how it is. That's just how we do things around here. I did a little looking around just using the zoomed out camera, and we found that there was another island that we actually were at, but it had a crystal underneath it on one of these other little smaller rock floating things. So we had to yoink that one as well. We did a little more observing and we found that there was another island we had not been to at all that indeed it had a crystal. So we had to head to it. It was very close to the bottom actually, and so it was quite easy to get to, but we landed on top and we had to yoink the crystal. No shizzle. At this point, we had reached 90% of all crystals, so there was 10 left. So now the search was on. I was actually thinking about ending at this point, but I decided that we gotta keep going and we gotta get every single crystal because I wanted to see what this big upgrade was gonna be. So, of course, we were back at it, back to work. Wouldn't you know it, from across the other island we are just on, we found another crystal right across, so we yoinked it, of course. After absolutely combusting at the seams, we returned to where we left off in the last video, and the search was on. We were there to find crystals, I decided that I wanted to scale the star seed a little bit more just to see if we can get a better view, and I did in fact find an island with a crystal. Now, the only problem with this crystal was that it was in the jaws of a penis flytrap. Yes, you heard it there, a penis flytrap. So our first attempt at grabbing it did not go so hot, and we got eaten, motherfucker. We got deaded. The second attempt was much more successful, and we yoinked that with maximum precision. We were like a ninja grabbing that thing. And so we made way with our crystal in hand, and we continued. At this point of the game, we were in space, or I guess more specifically, the stratosphere. Now, instead of islands with energy, these were actual rocks, like meteor-like rocks that we had to get energy from. So we went to work, okay? We went to work. You know what? We found some nice jewels along the way, some nice cheeky crystals, and we had to yoink them up. We had to yoink every single one of them up. Some of them were tougher than others, but you know, nothing's too tough for your boy, okay? After completely yoinking these crystals, we were now at 95% crystallification. We were getting so close to the end goal, and I was very excited to see what we had to unlock. After jumping meteor to meteor, we landed back onto the starseed, and right next to it was another teleporter, and I think this was our second last teleporter of the game. So, you know, we had to already lock that thing in. Conveniently placed right next to the teleporter was another meteor with a crystal on it, so we had to yoink that one up. Easy peasy. With my absolute impossible genius and the help from the guide leaf, we went from meteor to meteor again, searching for every single crystal. So we got to work and we grabbed each and every single one. Once I had set my eyes on the last meteor with the last crystal, all I could think of was what did I have waiting behind that 100% unlock. And wouldn't you know it, infinite jetpack. What did I say in the last video? Infinite jetpack. It was infinite jetpack the whole time. Your boy knew these things. We know these things. We get these things. Now, I don't know if you could tell, but I was extremely excited with this news of finding the infinite jetpack as our last unlock. So I decided that we're going to use this tool to grow to the last energy rock to get the starseed maxed out all the way up to 2,000 meters. It's beautiful, isn't it? The starseed was done growing, and it contained a cheeky 9 starseeds in it. So what we had to do was we had to grab one of them and put it into the teleporter inside of the spaceship. That's right, we made it inside the spaceship. Now, inside was a lot of pictures and a lot of cool gadgets and stuff, but we had the massive teleporter to deal with. So we plunked that one extra edge down and we threw in one of the starseeds, and what do you know, they were proud of me. Now, entering the main cockpit or whatever of the ship, lolcock, we were surprised with a massive monitor and 2 switches to flick. Now, one of the switches was glowing, so I decided to flick it to see what would happen, and as it turned out, it entered the starseed into the system, and they received it. Nice! And we got some fireworks, and ain't no motherfucking way did they just say hooray. After fading to black, our mission was complete. We were done. or so I thought. As it turns out, we returned to the game, but they needed more star seeds, and they gave us the challenge of finding all 8 star seeds that were scattered around the map. And what did I say? I said absolutely. So, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I know this is a completely different type of video, but we are not done this game yet. We still have another mission to complete. So, I hope you guys can join me in the next one. Anyways, as always, make sure you guys drink some water, take very good care of yourselves, have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out and goodbye.